And hi guys, my name is John Michael A. Reyes and I'm from Batangas State University and I'm currently a second year BSIT student and I'm about to do a activity for our networking course, and this is called the Packet Tracer activity, examining the ARP table for chapter 5. Then as you can see, these are the addressing table, the router 1 and the other stuff are here, and objectives is examine an ARP request, part 1. Then the part 2 is examine a switch MAC address table, part 3 examine the ARP process in remote communications. So background, this activity is optimized for viewing PDUs. The activity are already configured. You will gather PDU information in simulation mode and answer a series of questions about the data you collect. Then part 1, examine an ARP request. Generate the ARP by pinging this first IP from this IP. Then let's try click this name, then open the command prompt. As you can see, it's here. Then command prompt, then RB in order to clear the ARP table, then enter simulation mode. Then after that, ping 172.116.31.3. then let's try to ping that. Then after we will gonna ping the 72.163.16. The packet will so that the computer sends the IP to the broadcast frame to find the MAC address of the destination. Then let's try. Then as you can see, it's the broadcast address in order to find the destination. Then go with the switch again and go to the host again in order and the host already finds the 172.16.31.3. Then open the PDU record, click the PDU. Next device, how many copies? There would be 3 copies because as you can see in this set right here, the packet is in broadcast, so the router, this three will receive, but this only one will only receive or take the packet because it is the one that this .2 pinged. So what is the IP address of the device that accepted the PDU? The IP address of the device that accepted the PDU is this one, the 172.16.31.3, because it is whom pinged 172 from 172.16.31.2. Then open the PDU and examine the layer 2, what happened to the source and the MAC address. Wait, let's try to source and the MAC address. Let's wait. The destination and the MAC address simply vice versa, or just somewhat rotate, because at first the source address is the 172.16.3 and the destination is the .3, and the source address is .2, but now the destination is the .2 and the source address is .3. So it is somewhat vice versa. Then click the forward new until how many copies of PDU did the switch make during the ARP reply. Then as you can see, there are one copy, I think. One copy. There are only one copy. Let's try again. Oh, it's not. We will try to fasten things up. Oh, I think it's not only one. So it is not only one copy. It is 4 copy has been made during the ARP reply. Then let's proceed to the next step. The step 2, examine the ARP table. Note that ICMP packet reappears. This one. The packet reappears. Open the PD and examine the MAC address. Do the MAC address of the source and the destination align with the IP address? Let's see if it aligns with the IP address of the, then see, the source is the 172.116.31.2, so this is the address. So as you can see, it aligns. Then the source address is 0.3 and this is the 0.3. So as you can see, no, it, as you can see, the source and the destination align with their IP addresses. Then switch back to real time. We will switch back to real time and click 172.16.31.2, this one again, and then what we will gonna do is enter the ARP command. And let's go to command prompt and ARP/A command. Then to what IP address does the MAC address entry corresponds? The physical address is 060, then the internet address would be 172. From the one who heaping is the MAC address entry corresponds from the 172.16.31.3. Then in general, what does the end device issue? When an end device issue an ARP request? An end device issue an ARP request when he doesn't know the MAC address of end devices. Then so we're going to part 2, and the part 2 is examine a switch MAC address table. Generate additional traffic to populate the switch MAC address table. From 172.16.31.2, enter the ping 172.16.4. Then let's try 172. Enter the ping command. We will ping again. Like that. So you can see we have 4 replies. It's no lost and 4 received. Then from click 10.10.10.2 and open command prompt 10.2, and we will open the command prompt as the instruction said. Then enter ping 10.10.10.3 command. How many will I send? And let's try. There are still 4 replies were sent and received, and it is somewhat 0% loss. Then the step 2 is examine the MAC address table on the switches. Click switch 1 and then the CLI tab. Enter the show MAC address table command. So we will click the switch 1. Where's the switch 1? The switch 1 is this one. Then we'll go to the CLI Then after that, then enable, and after that we will gonna paste this, and as you can see, then do the entries correspond to those in the table above. Then let's see, the MAC address is 002 1640 8D75. So as you can see here, the 002 1640.87 8D75 is from 172.16.31. Then from the fast Ethernet is the 00C, and as you can see, there's a 00C 85cc 0.1 DA7 here. Then the other one is the 00 EO. Then as you can see, it is here from the F7B1. Yes, it is here from the table, from the addressing table. Then from the switch 0, then we will proceed here from the switch 0, show MAC address again, then enable, then show MAC address tab. Then why are two MAC address associated in, do the entries correspond to those table above? Then let's say again, because then let's see 64, this one, then 2F, this one the wireless, then another one this wireless. Then what's the other question? Why are two MAC addresses associated with one port? Because as you can see, the two addresses are connected in the access point, so two addresses will be associated with only one port, and they are in wireless. That's why one port is just needed for the access point in order to connect to the switch. Then part 3, examine the ARP process in remote communication. Generate traffic to produce ARP traffic. Then let's try to 172. We will ping, open the command, no, we'll ping 10.1. Then let's see if what happened. Then command prompt, after the command prompt we will ping this command. Then as you can see, we are still having some replies because the connection are all good. And type ARP A. So what is the IP address of the new ARP table entry? As you can see, there are the dynamic, the type are all dynamic, and the IP address of the new entry table entry is the physical address, and as you can see, the physical address 70. They are still the same. They are new. Then enter ARP. Then to clear the IP and switch to simulation mode, we will switch to simulation mode again. And after that, repeat ping to how many PDUs appear. Let's see. Then how many PDUs appear. As you can see, after the router gets it, then it goes back to the host. Then the host will send it back to the router in order to pass it to the another router. Then after that, the other router gives it back in order to the switch, to the, no, not the switch, the host, the 172.16.31. Then it will go back to the switch. Let's try to fasten things up. Then after that, it will go to the switch and still go to the router in order to go to the switch. It has a lot of things to do, that's why it has many PDU, because it needs to create in the access point. Then as you can see, the ping has been good. Then there are 4 replies and many PDUs that appear. Then what is the target destination of the ARP address? The switch 1 is somewhat, the target destination is in this router 0. Then the destination IP address is not 10.10.10.1 because it is in wireless, and also the router is all you need in order to ping down 10.10 because the router is somewhat that in order, because the router have the IP address, and then this one, where's the other one? Then examine the ARP table on the router 1, click the router and the CLI. Then after that, enter privilege exec mode. Enter enable privilege exec mode. Then show MAC address table. There are no MAC address in the table because we've just cleared it with the command ARP-D command. That's why it cleared all the MAC addresses. Then enter show ARP command. Show ARP is there an entry for 172.16.31.2? Yes, there are entry for that. What happened to the first ping in the situation where the router responded to the ARP request? The first ping in the situation where the router responds to the ARP request is it gives back the packet to the host in order to prepare for another transfer into the other host. Then that's all for today, I think. Yeah, that's all. Thank you for listening.